Good morning and welcome to my very first day one of 360 days of live. So I'm just going to fart about while you're here for a little minute and go to my profile, because sometimes when you go live, it doesn't show to everyone. And I want to say hello to everyone this morning. It's been a while since I've come live. No, it's working, I think. Let me just have a look. There we go. Ta-da! Right, and we're live properly. So, if you're here this morning, come and say hello. So, what am I doing? So, the lovely Jenny Kovacs has challenged me to go live every day for 365 days, or to simpletons like me, a whole year. So, why have I decided to do this? Well, I've realised that I've been doing a lot of contractual work the last few years, and I haven't really shown up for my audience, for my peeps, and to help and advise and just be here to say hello, really. So I do a lot of calls with people, a lot of coaching calls, and what I do is I help people with their self, so their mindset, their sales, and their strategy. And my main ethos is to keep things really simple, because I believe in life and in business, the simplest things are often the most effective. So I'm here really to help you do just that. Get an amazing mindset. Know that sales isn't a dirty word. You know, we need sales if we want to run a business. Sales are pretty important. And how to have a really simple strategy to help you there. So over the next 365 days, I'm going to do my best to answer as many questions as humanly possible in those 365 days to make this year the year you go smash it. So if you're here, come and say hello, pop me a comment and let's have a chat. I don't want to do this alone for a year. That's pretty boring. I feel like, what's his name with Wilson on the island? Don't want to go slowly mad over the next year. So come and say hello. So my why am I doing this? So quite often I get people come to me, and for varying different reasons, I help different clients with different problems for their clients, but it's all the same thing. The common thread that runs through the thing that really stops us is us, and it's us owning all of who we really are. Okay, so and that's a problem for me. So I'll give you an example. So one of my calls last week, I was told by a lovely lady, it's a lady this time, that she'd been told by mentors and coaches and people that she's been around trying to help with her business that she should dumb down a little bit. Maybe she shouldn't be so loud. Maybe she shouldn't be so direct, because some people might be offended by that. Now, I don't know about you, but that really gets my goat. And the one thing, I think the one reason I am here for on this planet, and I do all sexy things, and I'll teach you how to sell, and I'll show you how to grow your business, and I help people do million launches and all of that malark. But that's not the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning. The thing that gets me out of bed in the morning is I would hate, and I use that word rarely, but I would hate to think that you feel like you have to show up as anything else other than your amazing self. Fuck that. Sorry if you're offended by swearing. Well, I'm not really. If you're offended by swearing, don't follow me, unfollow, bugger off, have a good life. Yeah. But I'm that passionate about it. Like, how dare you? How dare you tell someone else to be something they're not? How dare you tell someone to be like a robot version of everyone else? No. And the thing is about connecting with people, which is what business is how can I connect with you if I don't know who you are? How can I connect with you if you're not being real with me? How can I build that rapport if you're being some sort of false version of yourself? No. just no. There is nothing that infuriates me more than injustice towards people. No, nothing on this planet. And if I have to do a video every day for the rest of my life to get this message across. And it just helps one person understand that they don't need to change anything about who they are. Here's the thing, and I love personal development. I've been doing personal development for probably a lot more than some people on here have been alive. So the last 25 years, I've been really into personal development. And the problem with personal development sometimes is we can be really self-critical and slip out of that abundant mindset. Whereas when I understand this thing, I can have that thing. When I've healed this part of myself, then I'll be more successful. When I've got over the fear of doing that, then I can do that. But that's not how this stuff works. I consider self-development a bit like brushing your teeth, right? In that, you know, if you don't brush your teeth once, hopefully twice a day, they'll probably go black and fall out, right? I don't fancy having no teeth or black teeth, right? So I choose every day to brush my teeth, right? And be more pleasant for the world when I'm speaking to them. Don't matter where does it really, because you can't smell me. But anyway, I have brushed my teeth this morning just for reference, just in case you're curious. But it's the same with self-development, right? It's like I don't subscribe to the when I'm healed theory. I don't think we're ever healed, whatever that means. I think that we're just doing our best every day, and we're learning every day. And every day we learn something new about ourselves. That's it. And if we have that commitment to ourselves, we're golden. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't need to fix anything. You're just learning. And the truth is if we're not learning, we're not growing, we're dying, right? So we're going to do that every day anyway, right? So it's just finding things interesting about ourselves and what we would like to do to get to the next level of us. You know, like round one, round 9065. And it's like treating it like that, like it's a normal. It's not something that has to be accomplished before you can be you. And honestly, the best thing I've ever done for myself is just accepted who I am to a degree. I have bad days like everyone else. I'm not a robot. And if people don't like it, they can do one. And they're not your people. That's it. And here's the problem is like we don't like to be imperfect. We don't like people to disagree with us. We don't like people not to like certain elements of our personality. Do people not like me? Absolutely. Absolutely. And the truth is, I care little. Because what's meant for you won't pass you by. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And here's the kicker, right? If you're not yourself and you're showing up to be something you're not, and there's a few other elements here, but you're going to attract people who are not for you, who you don't want in your life, because you're being something you're not. And that, believe me from personal experience, ain't a good all manner of nonsense, right? So let's avoid that. So it's not only easier to be yourself, whoever that is. So for me, some people, the common thing people don't like about me is I'm very direct. And if you want an honest answer, I'm going to give you it. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I perceive, not that I'm God, but I perceive you need to hear. What will be helpful to you? What will move the needle for you to your next step, right? And it might not be comfortable, no. But I'm not helping you by placating you, by being your yes woman. Right? I'm helping you with love by telling you the things that will move along. And people don't like that, and that's okay. If you don't like that, that's fine. Go and find someone you do like and get them to help you to grow. But if you don't mind a bit of a directness, if you don't mind a bit of common gal, and you don't mind a bit of swearing, then yeah, maybe I'm for you, right? But I want you to have the same attitude. It's like, there's no bits of you that are bad. There's no bits of you that are broken. There's no bits of you that, you know, aren't incredibly lovable. And the right people will love every element of you. And when it comes to business, it's no different. Because if you don't show up as who you are really, then you're not going to build rapport with people. And plus the fact, you're not going to get your ideal clients knocking at your door because they can't resonate with you. And oftentimes your ideal clients are the ones that resonate with you, right? Mostly. And that's what we want to attract. And I think in all areas of life, whether it's jobs, business, opportunities, friends, even family, intimate relationships, we magnetize what we are. Sometimes that's not so good, as I've felt. But what it is you have to make a stand for yourself. Right. So here's 3 really important things that I learned the last year, and I'll leave you with these. Right. Is that I am a recovering people pleaser. And a lot of us are, because somewhere along the line, we've learned that in order to get liked, respected, appreciated, have opportunities, fit in, whatever, even loved, right? That in order for us to have that, we have to do something to get that back. So if I just help that person, or if I just give a little bit of advice, or I'll borrow money, or I'll go to something I don't really want to do, or whatever it might be, right? And this shows up. When in actual fact, that's a sign that we're not feeling worthy enough. Sorry to tell you that, but that's true. And that was me. So I'm not judging you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's all good. And what happens is that when you are a people pleaser or a giver, when you give, people can take. Harsh, but true. So if I don't give, people can't, they've got nothing to take. Right? And I can choose to give when it feels good for me to do so, not because I'm trying to get something back from giving. All right? And that's a totally different thing. And here's a few things I've learned from having a mental breakdown and feeling better about myself. That's the short version. I'll tell you that story another day. So the 3 main important things I learned is 1, I'm my priority. That weren't an important thing I've had a day in, but I am my priority. And if I'm not my priority, I cannot be of service to anyone else. And I have a child, and I'm still my priority, right? Because I'll be useless to her if I don't prioritize myself. Right, so rule number 1. Rule number 1 is never ever tolerate less than you deserve. And that is in any area of life, especially clients. If a client is a pain in the bum, ta-da, right? Number 2, stop saying yes when you mean no. Full stop. All right. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. It's no. It's not yes. No, you don't have to impress anyone, please anyone. And the more you do that, the more opportunities will come. Number 3, most importantly, have bloody boundaries. Right. And boundaries doesn't mean, say it's like working hours. Right. You say, right, my available working hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Right. Yeah, that is a boundary. But boundaries are not about the other person necessarily. Boundaries, what I've found, are about you protecting you from yourself, right? So if I say my working hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and then I'm answering your text or emails or WhatsApps or however it comes in at 11 o'clock at night, I am not honouring that boundary to myself. And that is the fast road to burnout. And it's another sign that I'm not valuing myself. Right, so you must hold those boundaries. So let me recap. Number 1, put yourself first. You're your priority. We have 4 now. Number 2 is stop tolerating less than you deserve. And the truth is about tolerating is you get what you tolerate. That was a harsh lesson for me to learn, but it's very bloody true. Right. Number 3, stop saying yes when you mean no. And number 4, hold those boundaries and protect yourself from yourself. And I promise you, if you do this, right, if you do this and you choose to do it, don't have to listen to what I say. You might think I'm talking out my bum bum. But if you do this, things will change. You will start to feel more confident. You'll start to own who you are. You'll start to care less about what other people think. Not not care at all, because I don't think anyone does that as a human, but you'll definitely start to care less. And what will happen is your focus won't be on what will people think of me if I show up, what will people think of me if I post this thing, what will people think of me if I put this picture on, me old days, what will people think if I put my fat arm in a in a photo. Stupid, I know, but I did do that, right? And I still have insecurities, as all humans do, right? What if? But what happens is when we're putting ourselves out there in any degree, we're making it about us. But especially if we've got a business, it is not about us, right? And you've got to switch your focus to who is that one person today that really, really needs to hear what you've got to say. Who is that one person today that if you don't show up, that is going to go to some charlatan person, and they do exist, unfortunately, that's not going to help them. And they're going to invest money in them and have buyer's remorse. And then they're not going to want to invest in themselves again. Then they're going to feel stupid. Then they're, like, oh, I can never do this, and lose doubt and all of that stuff, right? For me, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. I cannot allow that. For me, that's why I've done these 365 days of life. Well, I've done one. We'll see how we go. But for me, if I can just help one person with this video to just go, look, you're amazing. Stop giving a shit about what other people think. And remember why you're here. Remember why you're here. Remember who you're here to serve. Remember what a difference you make to the planet. Remember how when you show up, someone's world lights up. Remember how just being around your presence makes me feel loved. Remember how it's so important to some people that they've got a voice to be seen, heard and understood. And if you don't do that, they can't feel that. So if it helps, don't make it about you. Show up for the people that you're meant to serve. And last thing, you're amazing. And please, never, ever, ever let anyone tell you otherwise, because they are fucking liars. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I will answer them tomorrow. Thank you very much, Leslie and Luna. Goodbye.